Biker Dad is brought to you by UpstateBikerLawyer.com and Tom Schimmerling, founding member of the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Hi, my name is Chris Best, and I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell your stories, and this time that adventure brings me to upstate New York. And I know I use this word way too much in the show, but I cannot show you, I cannot explain how beautiful this part of the country is. I'm in the middle of a really long 3,000 or 4,000 mile trip on my old beat up bagger by myself, but hundreds of thousands of people have been following me the whole time, having my back, looking out for me, and meeting me up along the road. And that's where we start this episode of the Biker Dad Show, so let's roll. Have you ever sat at your job and thought, what if I just got up and left? Tell that horrible boss to take this job and shove it. Have you ever wanted to just walk out? What about burnout? Well, that's exactly what I did, but I didn't just quit. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell your story. Daytona Beach, Florida, where you can actually drive onto the beach. Rick Fairless, a legend of his own, introduced me to Richard Rollins, Mayfield, Kentucky, Southeast Missouri, beautiful city of Knoxville, Tennessee, Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Florida coast in the Tampa Bay area, Orange County Choppers, Roadhouse and Museum, talking to Paul Tuttle Sr. himself. But make no mistake, this is not a show about motorcycles or even about me. Instead, I travel across the country to meet the people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities stronger, safer, and better. This is Biker Dad. My adventure begins on the beaches of Alabama in Gulf Shores. This will be my longest solo ride ever, taking me all the way to the Canadian border at Niagra Falls and a whole bunch of places in between. The first leg of the trip was actually the longest. It took me all the way from the beaches of Alabama through Birmingham, Huntsville. All right, we're about halfway to Clarksville, Tennessee. We're going to the Bent Ranch. Quick check-in. Seen two crazy things on the road today. The first one I'll talk about is just a little while ago on I-65 here in Alabama. I was in the passing lane, riding the white line so I could see down between the cars. I could see up in the road, there's a coyote running around in the road. And so I slow down because I know it's going to be right there when I get to it. And I can see it between the other cars, and it's right in front of me when I get to the highway. Luckily, it got across the northbound lanes in front of me and I didn't hit it. But then I looked right next to me, across the road in the southbound lanes, and he got Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote. The minivan hit it right in the head, and it like went under the tire and flipped up. It was like 20 feet in the air, it seemed like. The other thing was more hair-raising, and this was also in the passing lane. This Range Rover was hogging the passing lane, weaving all over the place. I could see up there, and I look over, and she's still swerving. Not only is she not paying attention, she's doing her hair, like both hands up on her head, no hands on the steering wheel, looking in her mirror like this. We're going nuts while she's doing her hair at 70 miles an hour. Hit Nashville for a minute, all the way to Clarksville, Tennessee. Nearly 500 miles. In Clarksville, I hung out with rock star Jasmine Cain before sleeping in the parking lot of a biker bar on an air mattress. Then I got up and pointed my bike towards Kentucky.
Y'all heard that, but I have no idea what that noise was. Second something. Oh, my entire bag came off.
After dealing with a little mishap with my saddlebags, I made it to Sturgis, Kentucky on the western part of the state. Partied there for a little while. We'll have to show you at least what we can on a later episode of the Biker Dad Show. Then zipped all the way across the state to visit the Rattlesnake in eastern Kentucky. The Rattlesnake, and of course, I'm here so it's raining. But this is a great place to ride when it's not raining. After the Rattlesnake, I rode north in more rain to Ohio. On the road in Ohio, and I had no idea that I was going to be passing this place. And if you know what this is without me telling you, we can be friends. But I will tell you, this is the Ohio State Reformatory, better known to most of us, especially if you're a Stephen King fan like me. And I am a constant reader, if you know what that means. And this is Shawshank from Shawshank Redemption. Now the mission is to knock off 2 bucket list items in one day. Cleveland may not be the kind of place you want to visit, say, in February, but in the middle of the summer, I gotta tell you, Cleveland rocks. On the road, riding all the way from the beaches in Alabama to New York, and I realized this place is right along the way. I had to stop at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to see the one motorcycle in there that has a really special connection to Biker Dad. There's only one motorcycle in there, and I'm gonna go find it. Well, the first things you see when you walk into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is this rock and roll motorcycle. It's the 1975 Super Trike built for Elvis Presley by Super Cycles of Memphis. Super Cycles is actually still right there in Memphis, Tennessee to this day. They were Elvis's motorcycle builder, and you can still go check them out in Memphis. The 3-wheeled motorcycle was one of 3 that Elvis owned, and they were all driven by him and all ordered at the same time. It has a really rock and roll roaring 65 horsepower 1600cc engine, the Volkswagen. One of the coolest things about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they have free motorcycle only parking. I came here to find that one motorcycle, Elvis, and get back here on the road, but I ended up staying several hours inside the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and now I'm running late, so I better get back on the road. With bucket list item 1 checked off, it is time to hammer down across the rest of Ohio, through a sliver of Pennsylvania, and then into New York, and to hit one of the great wonders of the world. The Biker Dad Show is spreading all over the country. We are now on the air in upstate New York on WBNG, and I'm riding up here to visit with upstatebikerlawyer.com. And I took advantage of that to take a little side trip to this place, Niagra Falls. People like to troll me about not having rain gear all the time. Now I have some. This is one of the reasons I don't like to wear it. On the road from Niagara Falls down to Binghamton, New York, and you got to ride through Buffalo. So when you're in Buffalo, you got to get some buffalo wings. I stopped at one of the more touristy places here called the Bar Bill. Did not disappoint. My red beard's probably a little more red for the wing sauce. In Buffalo, they eat wings with blue cheese. I ain't doing that. I had it with ranch, and they can just judge me. Upstate New York in the summer is just a joy to ride through. I rode from Buffalo, New York down to Binghamton, New York, which is near the Pennsylvania state line. It was beautiful the entire way. Rolling hills of the Catskill Mountains, the Finger Lakes, and a lot more waterfalls than just Niagara. In gorgeous upstate New York, and I came to bike night at a place called the Three Bear Inn. Awesome band playing, awesome night, but there's also an awesome story behind this place. For over 200 years, it's been serving weary travelers for the past couple decades. That means bikers. But there's also a sad twist. All of that is about to come to an end.
Hi, I'm Sharon Toussaint, and I am the owner of the Three Bear Inn in Marathon, New York. The Three Bear Inn is a historic landmark. It's been here for 223 years. It's been selling food and beverages to weary travelers for about 90 years. So in its storied history, it's been many things: a farm, a tobacco farm, a cabbage farm, a tenant house, but it's been, the longest run has been a food and beverage. It is definitely the oldest running business in Portland County, New York. As you see across the way is a motel, so we cater to a lot of travelers off the highway. Interstate 81 is right up here. And we try to do fun and interesting things, you know, to keep the old place alive. I started riding a motorcycle about 10 years ago. And when I do something, I try to involve my business in it, and this is the result. I am humbled by it. I truly am. We started out with a really small bike night, you know, maybe just a guitar player, and then it's turned into a, you know, a significant event. You know, people want to be here for it. Do a lot of the rides that go into charity rides. Well, I think the history and I think the people who work here make the difference. They're all so friendly, they're so nice, they care about what they're doing, and without that kind of level of hospitality, you know, we wouldn't have the repeat customers. On the big porch on the inn here, way back in the 30s, there was bear hunting and trapping going on, and they were drying 3 bear skins on the great front porch, and the locals started calling it the Three Bear or the Skins, and the name took, and it's been that ever since. Well, the history is about to change because I'm selling, and the Three Bear Inn will no longer exist as you see it now. Thank you!
So what does that mean?
That means the inn itself, the old inn, which dates back to 1799, is going to turn into a daycare.
How do you think the community is going to react?
Not too good.
To this anymore?
No, well, they're okay with all this excitement. You know, it brings people to the community. You know, it's good for everybody. But because it's a big change, the community is a little worried about it. But I like to tell people that it's been around forever and it's going to continue just as something else.
Yeah, it's a shame that this era is coming to an end. Three Bear Inn has been a great stop for bikers through the years, and it's really sad that the era is going to come to an end. Sharon and Gina have been a fixture in the biker community for years, and they've always supported us in all of our causes. And I just can't say enough good about them.
If you love your bike but hate swamp ass, Breezy Rider is for you. For 27 years, I've been designing medical seating to protect the skin of people confined to wheelchairs. Now, after so many friends asking for help with their motorcycle seats, I've designed Breezy Rider. Breezy Rider actually enhances the look of your bike with its custom fit design, while the patented Still Air foam reduces vibrations that cause fatigue and pain, and you can actually feel air flowing underneath you, keeping you cool and dry.
Hi there, this is Chris Best, the Biker Dad. I'm just here to let you know that myself and the hundreds of thousands of people who follow us on social media and watch the TV show are here to help. Do you need help with something? Give me a call. That's my number right there, 251-402-6392. Especially if you need legal help, I have an army of lawyers across the country who can help you with injuries after motorcycle crashes especially, but other stuff like crime and everything else too. So give me a call, 251-402-6392. My name is Chris Best, and I left my 25-year career to ride motorcycles and tell stories. And now I'd like to invite you to come along for the ride. You can watch my new show, Biker Dad TV, right here every week. Sundays at 11:30 a.m. on WBNG, brought to you by Upstate Biker Lawyer. Hi, this is Chris Betts, the Biker Dad. I've never been in a major motorcycle accident, but I know if I do, Tom Shimmerling and UpstateBikerLawyer.com have got my back. Now here's the Biker Dad Bike of the Week. Bike of the Week. This week's Bike of the Week is bad and black, and that's one of the things that's new about the 2022 Pan America, correct? This is Steve with Harley Davidson here to tell us about the Bike of the Week.
Yeah, so this is a 22 Pan America Special. It's got all the options on it from Harley, spoke wheels, variable ride height adjustment, and it is completely blacked out. It's an electronic suspension system, right, that'll change depending on the ride mode that you're in, because the Pan America has a bunch of different pre-programmed ride modes, as well as some custom ride modes that you yourself can create inside of the infotainment system that it does have.
And I will tell you, it handles really well off-road, right?
Yep.
So it has the chain because you're going to take it off-road, and chains are more reliable and off-road.
Not going to break under stress.
Steve mentioned the spoke wheels. These are new down here. Tell us a little bit more about those.
So they are a tubeless spoke, so all the spokes are actually going to end right here on the outer rim band, and it makes it so that you can easily plug a tire if you need to on the side of the road, and the center stand helps it get off the ground high enough to actually do that.
Which makes a lot of sense. Go ride this thing, and then tell me after you ride it, it's not one of the funnest things you've ever done, right? You've owned how many Harleys?
I love it. This is one of the fastest motorcycles that I've ever ridden that's made by Harley Davidson, and the ability to go through your different ride modes is a lot of fun. I mean, you just hit it on a spot, and it's got all the throttle you could ever need.
Yeah, I've ridden a bunch of these and ride them whenever I get a chance to. It's a fantastic bike, and you will fall in love with it when you ride it, and I especially loved the blackout. With a little bit of the copper touch, I can tell that you actually ordered this one.
Yeah.
Come on down, ride the Pan America, you'll love it. And if you come and ask for the Bike of the Week, especially if you hit up Steve, you will get a free Biker Dad sticker. Our Back on Two stories are brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Our Back on Two stories are usually about other people getting help or getting back on their motorcycle after a mishap. But this time, I'm making it all about me, yep. On the way to Sturgis, Kentucky, something crazy happened, and I happened to be rolling live on Facebook when it did.
If y'all heard that, but I have no idea what that noise was. Second something. Oh, my entire bag came off. Lost my saddlebag in the road. Came right off. Heard a skidding noise and
Hard saddlebags packed with all of my expensive camera equipment just went flying off the bike at 70 miles per hour on a highway. A whole bunch of people stopped by to help because that's what bikers do. David Jameson, though, was the first, and he helped me get back on two. David, why in the world did you pull over to help out a stranger?
Don't leave a brother stranded on the side of the road, sir. Lift come out, bag vibrated off and hit the road. I'm like, we're gonna have to do something. Find the pins or something. Pin just happened to be, it bent the pin, got run over by a car, so we couldn't put it back together.
So you think I'm gonna make it safely, like with this contraption?
I believe you will, sir.
All right, cool. Well, you told me that you had a couple mishaps yourself. Tell me about that.
And 2021, I was passing a truck. Truck decided to pass a car in front of it. I run off the road, flipped 13 times, hit a concrete culvert, running 80 miles an hour, and here I am today. 2 broke ribs, a punctured lung, and walked away from it. To September of last year, I bought an 07 Electra Glide, 2.5 months from the prior wreck. I got hit by a truck and totaled that bike.
So why do you keep riding when stuff like that keeps happening?
You're born to ride, baby, you're gonna ride.
Thank you again for coming and stopping by and helping me. You found the clips and we just couldn't get it back together.
Yes, sir, I hope you make it just fine.
All right. That's another biker stopping to help. We had about a couple dozen trying to stop and
Give
help,
you
right?
some advice. Let your helmet out in front of your bike. That is number one sign biker needing help.
I ended up making it to the Sturgis, Kentucky rally just fine, having my bag bungee corded to the back of my bike. I eventually zip tied them so I could continue on my way to New York and find a permanent solution. We'll have more on the Kentucky Sturgis rally and how I got this little problem fixed on upcoming episodes of the Biker Dad Show. This is Biker Dad, brought to you by the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Hi, this is Chris Best, Biker Dad, and we're on the road here in Binghamton, New York, in beautiful upstate New York, and hanging out with Tom Schimmerling from upstatebikerlawyer.com. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's very nice to finally meet you in person.
Same here. That's absolutely, and thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting the biker community here in the upstate.
Well, it's been important to me for a long time.
So tell me why that is. What is it about the biker community that draws you to support them?
Well, I have a lot of friends who ride. And bikers, you know, they get such a bad rap because so many bikers get involved in charitable things or things that, you know, we support, you know, like all the veterans and the, you know, first responders. You know, we do like a lot of events for veterans, and, you know, bikers are the most generous people you ever meet, really, you know. And everyone looks at the movie version, you know, but you know, you have you know, a poker run supporting this cause or that cause, you know, wounded warriors, whatever it is, and you see all these bikes. And I've always believed in giving back. You know, I've been doing that here in this area for, gosh, about 25 years. We've done this program where we give free taxi rides to people on New Year's Eve, you know,
awesome.
to keep, you know, drunk drivers off the streets, and giving bicycle helmets to children. And, you know, again, getting to know so many bikers, having represented them in court and represented them in their cases at different stages. They're like some of those wonderful people I've ever met.
Well, thank you. And, you know, that's the reason that we work with upstatebikerlawyer.com and other attorneys in the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers, is that you guys aren't just looking to make money off the biker community. Right. You're there to help and help us help the community. In New York, Biker Dad is brought to you by Upstate Biker Lawyer and Tom Schimmerling. Hi there, this is Chris Best, the Biker Dad. I'm just here to let you know that myself and the hundreds of thousands of people who follow us on social media and watch the TV show are here to help. Do you need help with something? Give me a call. That's my number right there, 251-402-6392. Especially if you need legal help, I have an army of lawyers across the country who can help you with injuries after motorcycle crashes especially, but other stuff like crime and everything else too. So give me a call, 251-402-6392. Now, this week's Biker Dad Tech Tip. Biker Dad Tech Tip.
This tech tip is not as much technical as it is maybe spiritual, or at least superstitious. Who knows what one of these is? This is called a gremlin bell or a spirit bell. It is what bikers put on their motorcycles to keep gremlins off of them and keep your bike running safe and running smooth and keeping those gremlins off the highway. And here's how it works. This is my 2009 Electra Glide that I've had for several months, and I've actually put almost 20,000 miles on it already, but I've done it all without the gremlin bell. So my wife thought I really needed one, so she got me this one from Mobile Bay Harley Davidson. Again, you can get one at Eagles Talon in Pensacola or bike shops all over the country. And so what we really need to do is take this and put it on the lowest part of the frame of the motorcycle that we can. And so I'm going to crawl down here on the floor. One of the things you want to make sure to do is that it doesn't interfere with any of the mechanical parts, because you don't want to cause your own gremlins. So as you can see, there's already one here, right here, and I'm going to take this one off because this belonged to the previous owner. Buy or sell a bike, you should really take these off, because the legend is that it only works if it's bought by somebody who loves you. So I'm going to hang it down here somewhere, I think. I think I'm actually going to hang it from the foot peg. All right, there we go. So that's not going in, as dads like to say everywhere, that ain't going nowhere. So it's down really low. It's only a couple inches from the ground. It's not going to interfere with my brakes or anything else. It's just going to sit there and ring, keep the gremlins off, allegedly, if you believe in that kind of thing. Now the legend says you only need one Gremlin bell on your bike, but you know, I'm not going to be offended if somebody else gives me another one. I'll put it on my bike. I also have 3 bikes. I have a Heritage that doesn't have one on it either, so somebody needs to buy me one of those. All right, that's the Gremlin bell. That's the legend of the Gremlin bell. You can go and pick one up at your local Harley dealer, other motorcycle shops, and remember, you need to buy one for somebody you love and have them buy one for you. That's how it works.
Hi there, guys. We're on the road in Binghamton, New York. Beautiful upstate New York. If you've never been here, you got to come and see the hills and the trees and all the beautiful countryside and waterfalls. I'm here with Tom Schimmerling from UpstateBikerLawyer.com, who's our sponsor, who brings us here on WBNG every Sunday morning. Nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you too. You know, I felt like I knew you when I saw you at the dealership here.
That's awesome. Thank you. And you guys make sure and follow Upstate Biker Lawyer on Facebook as well. The first thing I just want to talk to everybody about is just how beautiful it is to ride here. And I know you don't ride, but you drive through the countryside. It's pretty incredible, right?
Yes, I do. It's a lovely place. You know, like all through rural areas here and the major scenic ways, like you just went to Niagra Falls, and I get all over New York State in my work. I try cases all over the place. I have cases everywhere from Long Island to Buffalo to Albany, up towards the Finger Lakes and Lake Ontario. But particularly in this area, if you get down to the hidden little areas of Delaware County, New York, and Susquehanna County, Pennsylvania, these little back roads. I mean, it's just awesome. It's just the most amazing thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, most people think of New York as like Manhattan, Long Island, all those places, but most of New York, I'm guessing, is more like this.
That's true. That's really true. Yeah, a very, very small part of New York is New York City. I mean, it has a lot of people, but in terms of area, it's not very big.
Well, we're going to be riding around upstate New York a lot and getting a lot of video of these places that we're talking about.
In New York, Biker Dad is brought to you by Upstate Biker Lawyer and Tom Schimmerling.
Hi, this is Chris Betts, the Biker Dad. I've never been in a major motorcycle accident, but I know if I do, Tom Schimmerling and UpstateBikerLawyer.com have got my back.
Hey everybody, April Violet here, Miss Heels on Wheels from Knoxville, Tennessee, and you're watching Biker Dad TV.
Having a daughter is God's way of saying, here, I thought you could use a lifelong friend.
That's it for this episode of the Biker Dad TV show from beautiful upstate New York. Get up here while it's warm. You will not regret it. It is gorgeous. We'll see you on the next episode, and until then, please look twice for motorcyclists.